So I guess I have a lot of knives, but if there's one manufacturer that I have the most knives from, that would be Cold Steel. So I thought I would do a video showing my Cold Steel collection. I'll spend about a minute or less on each knife as we go through them. For most of these knives I have made videos on, but for the ones I haven't, I do plan to make them, so stay tuned for those. But without further ado, let's get right into it. So we'll start out with folding knives. The first knife is the Micro Recon 1. Now the Micro Recon 1 is just a micro version of the full-size Recon 1, which I don't actually have. This knife is extremely small. It's extremely lightweight at only 1 ounce. It uses 41/16 steel, has a stonewash finish, about a 2-inch blade, and it features the triad lock. That's kind of funny. On a knife this small, it has the triad lock, one of the strongest locks ever made. This knife is really a 2.5 finger knife, so you can see I've added a little lanyard with paracord here to extend the grip a little bit. It's made in Taiwan, and you can usually find them around 20 bucks. Well, from one extreme to the next, here is the large Luzon. This knife is a little bit ridiculous. It is just a comically large folding knife. This one uses 8CR13 MOV steel, has the Grivex handles as well. 6-inch blade, clip point, with an extremely large handle because it is a folding knife. This one is made in China, but that does keep the cost down. These things can be had for less than 30 bucks, and I think that's pretty cool for a knife like this. This has a liner lock here, and on the side it has a safety which you can push up, and that blocks you from unlocking the knife, so it's pretty cool to have that. And next up, this is one of my favorite folding knives that I own, and it's the SR1. This knife is a beast folder. It's essentially a folding survival knife, which is why it stuck out to me so much. That's my kind of knife. It's extremely thick, very robust, features the triad lock again. This knife itself is a higher end knife. It uses higher end materials, and it costs a little bit more money. CPM S35 VN blade steel, G10 handle. Of course, because of those materials, it's not going to be cheap. This thing costs around $100 or so, which really isn't that bad considering its size. A nice clip point blade on here. This one is made in Taiwan as well. Going with that, we have the SR1 Lite. It's essentially the same knife, it just uses cheaper materials. So for the blade steel, you got 8CR14 MOV and their Grivex handles, which are basically just plastic handles. This one's pretty cool too. It's the same thickness. The blade shape is different. This one is a Tanto. Both very cool. Again, with the triad lock, this is also made in Taiwan. These, though, are really around $30 to $40, so it's much cheaper with more affordable materials used. That's really it for folding knives, so let's get to the fixed blades. First up, we have a Cold Steel Classic. This is the SRK Secure X sheath. The SRK is probably the most iconic knife that Cold Steel makes, and if anyone has a Cold Steel, they probably have the SRK. It's just a really good all-around knife. This particular one is in SK5 steel with a hollow grind. They have Crex handles, which are rubberized handles. Very comfortable. They fill the hand out really nicely. A clip point blade, 6 inches as well. These are made in Taiwan and usually are priced around $30 to $40. Big fan of the SRK, which brings me to this one, which is possibly the best, and in my opinion the best, Cold Steel SRK ever made. And why this one is special is because it is in CPM 3V. If you don't know 3V, it's an extremely tough steel, one of the toughest steels ever made, and the fact that the SRK is made in it just makes me happy. It already has the greatness of the SRK, and now in 3V blade steel, making it absolutely indestructible. Not really, but it's really strong. Same clip point blade, Crex handle. It is different, however. It's a flat grind here, adding to its strength. Because it's 3V, it is a little bit more expensive. You can pick these up for around $100. but in my opinion, the price is absolutely worth it for the blade steel. This one's made in Taiwan as well. Similar to the SRK in a couple ways is the Recon Tanto here. Now the Recon Tanto has, again, a Secure X sheath. It comes out, the handle is the same as the SRK, but the blade looks a bit different. It's a bit of a longer blade, and the blade shape is completely different. Tanto tip, and it has a bit of a curve to it, almost making it look like a katana of some sort. Cray-X handle as well. This is in SK5 steel, made in Taiwan. Cost for this knife is usually around 40 bucks. I'm a really big fan of this knife. Same thickness as the SRK as well. It's a really, really tough knife. This is the Bushman. Comes out of its Secure X sheath. There's a couple different versions of the Bushman. This one is the drop point. They also have a Buoy version. What you'll notice about this knife is it is just one piece of steel. The handle is rolled around. The idea is to put this on top of a stick and make a spear. It's pretty neat. It just kind of makes for kind of a weird feeling knife. I just got this one. We'll have to see how it is. Apparently it is SK5 steel. It didn't say it on the box, but on their website they do say SK5. Otherwise it is some form of carbon steel. This one's made in China. Because of that, it is very affordable, and I picked this one up on sale for literally $10. That is crazy. $10 for this. I just had to have it. $10 is a really good price. On this sheath as well is this built-in ferro rod. Now that's pretty neat too. Not a large ferro rod, but fits in the sheath really nicely. And this makes for a really nice survival package. You get your knife and you get your ferro rod all in one. And here is the GI Tanto. Comes in a Secure X sheath. This one I have been using as a throwing knife, which is why it looks a little bit beat up. There's paracord on it because I took the handles off of it, and the paracord's kind of all messed up because I've had to retie it a bunch and it's gotten beat up from throwing. Kind of an interesting blade shape on there. It's a Tanto, obviously. The name is GI Tanto. Kind of a weird blade shape, but makes for a really good throwing knife. Here's a brand new one. This has the plastic handles on there. If you're going to throw it, I'd say to probably take those off or they'll just break off. These are made of 1055 steel and they are made in China. The price for these is usually around $20. Now I think that $20 for this is pretty solid. It's a lot of knife for 20 bucks. Now a newer one to me is the Marauder. This one's a pretty large knife. Again, a Secure X sheath. And it comes right out. Look at that. Now that is one mean looking blade. It is a Buoy style knife. Has a sub hilt, meaning it has this finger groove down here to really lock your hand in. Really nice guard as well. This has the rubberized Cray-X handle, though it does feel a little bit harder than the one of the SRK, but it's similar to that. About an 8-inch blade on this one, a stone wash finish, AUS 8 blade steel, and has an awesome clip point. It's made in Taiwan, and the price for this, well, usually I see around $50 or so. I ended up finding this one on sale for $39, and for that price, how can you not get this thing? It is just sick. But anyway, that's the Marauder, a really awesome one. And then there's this one, which for me was really a fun purchase. This is called the Frontier Buoy, or Buoy. Apparently it's actually pronounced Buoy because of the guy it was named after, the knife. So anyways, the Frontier Buoy. Let's get this thing out. Yeah, look at that thing. Wow. Now, is that a cool looking blade or what? This thing has over a 12-inch blade. The blade steel is 1085 and actually a bit different than the other ones. It's actually made in India. Very nice S-guard on there with a beautiful rosewood handle and a blued finish. Again, a really awesome clip point on here. And the knife itself is actually really thick. I think it's about 1/4 of an inch thick. The knife is extremely heavy. Really, it was just kind of a fun purchase. It's a knife I've really wanted for a while, and I've always been looking at it, and I figured I would buy it because, again, I saw a sale, $64. $64 for this thing. Usually the price is like $100 if you're checking Amazon. For $64, I just had to have it. Comes with a really awesome leather sheath. It looks very classic, very like, I don't even know, medieval. Maybe that's not the right word, but it's very interesting with the metal on the bottom of the sheath. Nice leather. I would consider this a short sword, to be honest. And then we have 2 non-knife items. The first one is going to be a shovel. This is the Special Forces shovel. There's the head of it, and the handle is not actually that long. That makes it very compact and easy to carry. I think people underestimate a shovel for survival and bushcraft purpose. It's not only a shovel, but you can use it for many uses. A lot of people throw these things. You could use it as a weapon. The edges come sharpened, so you could substitute it for a hatchet where you could chop small limbs and saplings and stuff like that. Really great tool, nice wood handle, all one piece, so it's very durable. The shovel is made of carbon steel. I don't know where that's made. I didn't double check. It's either Taiwan or China, but the price is usually around 25 to 30 bucks for these. And last, we have the Trail Boss axe. This sheath did not actually come with the axe. I bought it separately for like 20 bucks. I would say it's important to buy something like that because the axe itself didn't actually come with anything to put on the head. So I went ahead and bought that. It's a nice little package. This thing is made in Taiwan, has a 1055 head. Really cool design on that, and a really nice wood handle. Genuine hickory handle there. Did come with a varnish on it, which I sanded and then put linseed oil, and now it is a really, really nice piece. I think this is a really good medium-sized axe. It's really, really fun to use. And the price for this, I actually got it on sale for around $25, and that for that price, it is really amazing. As you notice, I get a lot of this stuff on sale. I'm always looking for sales. That's how I make most of my purchases, finding good sales. But anyway, that is it. If I had to choose 3 favorites, I would say number 1 is going to be the SR1, at least as a folder. It's probably my favorite folding knife that I own. The S35 VN steel is really nice. I just love this knife. And for a fixed blade, I would say the SRK and CPM 3V would be up there as my favorite, or the one I would take with me. Because, well, 3V blade steel, like I said, it's just amazing, and I already love the SRK so much, so having that is just a huge bonus. These are both super steels, so of course they're going to be pretty good. Then I would say as a fun knife to throw in, the Frontier Buoy is just up there with just being an awesome looking knife. Kind of like a collector's piece almost. It's just one of those knives that you just want to look at. But anyway, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe for more videos. I will see you later.